y'all are ready to take a step up and slay the game this Valentine's Day, be sure to check out this video and keep watching. Okay, so first I'm going to go in with the MAC Painterly Paint Pod just to prime my lids, and I like to do this before I do my face makeup because since it's such a dramatic look and we're using so many colors in this look, I don't want to get any fallout on my actual face makeup because we want it to look flawless and put together. So I just take a wet beauty blender and kind of like dip it in the product, and if you see me looking up here, that's because my mirror is right here. But I just like to start by like dabbing it on there, and I move like all the way up a little bit past my eyebrow just because this also cuts it for me a little bit, so when I go in to do my eyebrows it's already cut basically, which is what we're gonna do next. And I just do a few layers of this. I usually go in probably like 1 or 2 times with this in my beauty blender, and then I'll just take the back of it and kind of dab it like so, just so it kind of like evens out, and then you can see the difference obviously between this eye and this eye. And the reason I'm using this isn't just because it's an amazing ass eye primer, but it also because we are using the James Charles palette for this look, and if you watched his video then you know that he recommended, him and Morphe recommended that this was the best primer to use and the one that picked up the most color basically, and that is true because I used Tarte Shape Tape before I got this, and yeah, it works 100% better. And then we're just gonna do the same thing. Okay, and now that our eyes are primed, I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in my eyebrows. My eyebrows really don't need filled in too much because they're like decently thick and filled in, but I like to just take this, and I'm using the e.l.f. brow pencil in dark brown, and I just like to shape them up a little bit, go underneath, just so you kind of get that nice clean cut look, like so. And go across like that, and then I just kind of brush the hairs up to blend it together, and then go down like that, and then we have one brow done. And now I'm just gonna go over here, and sorry if I sound like a little fucking child, I currently have a sinus infection, so cute. And we're just gonna do the same thing on the other eyebrow. And my eyebrows do not line up. They're definitely sisters and not twins. If you can get your eyebrows to be twins, good for you, but it's harder than it looks. And I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, and then we have our brows, definitely sisters, but that's okay. Alright, now that we have that done, we're going to start with our first part. Okay, so for the next step, what you're gonna do is you're gonna get any tape. I just used duct tape because that's what I had, and scissors and a Sharpie. And so what I did was I just drawed a heart on this with a Sharpie, and then you just kind of cut out a stencil of it so it looks like this, and then I'm just gonna place it on my eye, and you can really place this wherever you feel looks best for you, but I decided to put it right here, kind of on my outer corner right above my crease like that, so it just kind of like fades together and it's in the darkest part because I'm gonna go light to dark with the colors. Okay, and now we're just gonna go ahead and go in with our colors. So the first color I'm going to start with is, hold on, I gotta double check these names because I've not memorized the names of these colors. And again, we're using our James Charles palette for this. So the first color we're gonna go ahead and use is You're Kidding, and that's obviously the infamous red color right there. And so I'm gonna start out with my little blending brush, and I want to pack the red in. And I'm not tapping any excess fallout, is because I want to kind of pack this on really well to kind of get the color. So what I'm gonna do is kind of create the shape in the outer corner and go right over the heart and right above it, just to make sure it all gets filled in, so when we blend it all out, it gets put together really well. And so you're just gonna go ahead and create a shape like so. And I like to go over that a couple times just to make sure it's really pigmented like we want it. And this is one of those looks that looks super sloppy when you first start and just kind of like puts itself together as you go. Okay, so now that we have that first part, I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe off my brush, and then I'm going to go in with our next color, which is going to be this hot pink color right down there. And that color, I believe, is called Skip. And so we're just gonna take the same process and not tap off the excess, and just go straight into your inner corner and kind of blend outwards into the red color, like so. And then go in again just to deepen it and make the color look more pigmented. And whenever I do my eyeshadow, I like to bring it all the way up to my brow bone, just for the simple fact of I like the way it looks, and it makes your eye look bigger, and I just like putting a lot of color. So now that we have that pink color in there, I think I'm gonna add a little bit more to it, just to kind of bring everything together. Okay, and now that we have that kind of laid out, I'll get closer so you can kind of see. It's gonna look like that. And then I'm just gonna go back in with more red, and I want to kind of blend out the edges of this just a little bit so it's not so gross looking. And I'm just kind of gonna wing it out, because the way I kind of like touch up my eyes at the end, I put them in a wing form. And then I'm just going to blend down so everything blends together nicely in the middle, so you have kind of a look that looks like this. Okay, now that you should have something like this, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with a makeup wipe, and I just like to take this and I clean up the fallout underneath, and then I go ahead and swipe up so it kind of gives that wing look effect, and just kind of wipe off the excess that goes up there. Okay, and now that we have this here, we're going to go ahead and peel off our sticker, and you should have that heart left on there. Okay, so now that we have our heart on there, I'm gonna go ahead and take some eyelash glue and just press it on the back of my hand, like so, and then take a little itty bitty pencil brush with your glue on it, and I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in the heart with the eyelash glue. Okay, and then once you have that heart, you're gonna go ahead and take any glitter. This is just some cosmetic Halloween glitter that I got a couple years ago on Halloween. And you're just gonna take the same brush that has that in there, tap off the excess and dip it in the glitter. And then you're just gonna go over the glue that you set down with that glitter color, like so. And you should get something like this. And then you can go ahead and kind of, oh, I got some on my eyelash. you can kind of go in and like shape it more to like get the kind of heart that you want. But once you have that, pretty basic, pretty simple, we're gonna go ahead and go on to our lower lash line. So we're gonna dip back into your kidding with a more flatter brush, but still fluffy because we want it to blend out. You don't just want a harsh line. And I'm gonna go ahead and take your kidding and just line over my lower lash line with that and bring it kind of into the middle. So you should get something like this. And I kind of want to make that a darker red color, so I'm just going to go in with a little bit more and blend that into it. And then you're just going to go ahead and grab the same hot pink color that we used and put it right into, from your inner corner out into the middle, and kind of blend it. So you get something along the lines of this. I should poke myself in the eye. But you should get something along the lines of this. And then I kind of messed up a little bit, so I'm going to go back in here with my makeup wipe and clean that up just a tiny bit because it's not looking the best. And then we're going to go back in with our glue and our glitter. And I'm just going to press this into the inner corner like so. And I'm not gonna bring it up all the way, but just a tiny bit so you can really see it. And then I'm gonna grab a little bit more because I want more in there than there is. Tap off the excess and place that in there. So you should get something like this. And then that's the complete look pretty much for this eye besides lashes, but I'm gonna go ahead and hop over to this eye and do the purple look now. Okay, and then for the purple eye, I've already placed down our heart where we want it, and I just used the same heart that I had over here. It's still sticky. And so we're gonna take another fluffy brush, and I'm gonna do just like I did with the other side, but with purple. So I'm gonna go dark to light. And so I'm gonna hop in with the darkest color in this palette, which is going to be Escape. And I'm gonna take that on my fluffy brush without taking the excess off. And I'm just gonna kind of dab it over there just to get the layout of the shape I want. And I'm just going to blend it down and out. And then take some more and just go back in there and blend it out. And I kind of have to be more careful with this eye because it's not as sticky as last time, so it's trying to come off. But then blend it a little bit down and just basically do the same thing that you did with the other eye, but with the purple color. Okay, and now that you have that part of the eye, just clean off your brush, and I'm going to go in with, I actually used two different purple colors to create this side, and I'm going to use Single and Love That mixed together. Oh yes, we love that. They're all Valentine's Day little sayings. And just go ahead and go in with that color and do the same thing you did on the other eye. Just blending from the inner corner up towards the middle and out. And this, honestly, it looks like a lot, but it's actually a really easy makeup look. It doesn't take very much work. Like, it took maybe 3 minutes to do one of the eyes, which nobody believes me when I tell them it takes me like 3 minutes to do an eye look. I do it really fast, but it always turns out amazing. And just go ahead and bring it up and out using that color, and then blend. And I like to bring it down and kind of around, so like it makes that like oval eye shape kind of looking thing. It just fits my eye shape best, but if that doesn't look good for you, obviously you could do it any other way. But we're gonna bring this down a little bit because it doesn't look that good. And then I'm gonna go back in with my purple color again, my darker purple color, and Escape, and go back over this one more time just because I don't like the pigmentation in it. I want it to be a little bit darker, so obviously it doesn't look too close to the shade next to it. You should get something like this. Again, I'm gonna add more purple because I'm not liking the way it looks. And then just kind of blend out the harsh edges, and I'll obviously clean that up with a makeup wipe whenever I'm done. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in one more time with Single and Love That and blend it right into here to get that nice look and blend out the harsh edges that I'm getting right now. So now that you should have something like this, I'm gonna go in and kind of take this down a little bit and create the winged look in there. And again, I'm just gonna take it down. And then now that we've done that, I'm going to blend out the harsh edges because obviously if you wipe it away, it's gonna get a straight cut, and we don't love that. Now do we? Okay, and you should get something along the lines of this. And now that you have this, we're going to go ahead and take the sticker off, and you should have matching sides. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw on the glitter for this, do my lower lash line, throw on some lashes, and I'll come back to finish my face makeup. Okay, so I went ahead and finished this eye, popped on some lashes. So this should be the final eye look right here. And I did forget to say what I used for the under eye on this side. I just went ahead and with this Escape right here into the middle, and then I took Love That and Single, put it in here, and then did the same glitter in the inner corner. So this is the finished look. And then I also used Kiss lashes. This is what they look like before you put them on, but they're super long, super dramatic. That's me. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with our face makeup. So I'm gonna start by priming my face with the Professional Pore Primer. And I've actually never tried this before. This is my first time. See, it's not even open. My friend got it for me because I told her I'd never tried it and she wanted me to try it. So this could also be a review, but it's not, so. And I'm just gonna put a lot on, I guess, because a bitch needs some help, okay? And I'm just gonna put that all over my face. Need a little bit more over here. This stuff smells really good and feels really good too. And I know it looks like I'm using a lot of primer because I am, but I have a big face, so I don't care. And I'm just gonna put that all over our face, nose, forehead, anywhere that you're gonna put any type of foundation on. Okay. So now that we have that, I'm gonna go ahead in for what I use for my foundation, and I use a concealer just because it's the Tarte Shape Tape, or not the Tarte Shape Tape, my bad. The Too Faced. There's literally an eyelash extension on that for when I had eyelash extensions. That's gross. But the Born This Way full coverage concealer, and I just use this because I don't like using foundation and concealer. I feel like it makes my face look too cakey and I don't like it. So I'm just gonna go in and I just put this all over my face like you would foundation, in just kind of random spots because we're gonna blend it out anyways. But I don't bring it all the way up to my eye, just kind of like right underneath it, because this spreads very well, so you don't there's no need to put it right under your eye because you're gonna fuck up your lower lash line. Okay, and then forehead, nose. So we have something like this. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and take my beauty blender and pounce that into my face. And whenever blending your makeup, you kind of want to use bouncing motions just so it doesn't look streaky. And it's going to give you the best kind of look for it. And I just kind of blend that out my ears and down to my neck. And then up my nose. And then for this part, I just kind of like to push and pull so we don't mess up any of the makeup under there. Push and pull. And bring this up, get something like that, and just go ahead and do it for the rest of your face. So this is kind of weird for me, this being my first video on my YouTube channel, but I didn't kind of know the right way that I wanted to start this channel, just for the simple fact of I wanted to do makeup. I was thinking about doing a morning routine, thinking about doing an intro video, thinking about doing a vlog, but I didn't really know the right way to do it just because I've never done this before. Like, how does one start a channel? So I figured I would just go ahead and jump in the deep end with a dramatic makeup look, hoping that it would get some of y'all's attention. So if you're watching this, thanks. I appreciate it. And then when you blend up here, you're obviously going to blend to your forehead. If you don't know that, I'm sorry, but please blend to your forehead. And just kind of push that up. So you should have like a nicely full covered face. And now that we have this, I'm going to go ahead and start baking my face before I do my contour. And for my bake, I use the Coty Airsprung Loose Face Powder. I think that's how you pronounce it. But it looks like this. And some people don't like it because they feel like it makes their face look cakey, but it makes my face look good, so I don't care. And I just got bake all over my screen, no idea. But I'm just gonna dip my beauty blender in the side of it, kind of pick up a lot of product, and I like to just dab this along my jawline. And then up the side of my nose right here, down right here, because my makeup likes to crease really bad right on my smile lines, and down around my nose. And then just go ahead and do that on your other side as well. I also leave a lot of excess on there just because it's going to get wiped off in the end, and whenever I blend my contour in it, it kind of keeps it so that way I don't get like a super harsh contour, because I like mine just kind of light to make me look bronzed and not necessarily like, whoa bitch, like we just want something subtle because like our eyes are already kind of everything. Okay, and so now that we have that, oh shit, I forgot to do my forehead. And then I'll go ahead and do my forehead just across here, which is going to be your T-zone basically. And then I take a different beauty blender just so I can kind of get the tip of my nose and right down the middle. Because whenever I blend my nose contour, same with this, I like to mix it together. It kind of blends it evenly for me. Okay, and then now that we've done that, I'm going to go ahead and go in with our contour. And lately for my contour, I've been using from the James Charles palette. Actually, let me see which color it is. It's called Code James, and it's just this kind of like tannish, like orangey toned color. It gives it that bronzed effect. So I literally, it's so pigmented, I just dip my brush in it one time, tap off the excess, and then I start right here and kind of go in and blend that down into your face like so. And I'm just going back and forth with the same motion. And see how it kind of just gives you that light contour look? That's what we like. And so I'm going to just do the same thing to my other side, going in windshield wiper motions. to create our contour. And then do it again, and I tap it for my forehead. I tap it like 2 times in the color and tap it off just because I want my forehead to be kind of darker. For some reason it doesn't pick up the color as well as the rest of my face does, but whatever. And go ahead and do your forehead contour. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm just gonna go in with a small fluffy angled brush, dip that one time, and then do our nose contours. So I personally start right here on like the very edge of my bridge and blend downwards. Same with the other side, start with the very edge and blend downwards just to create a snatched look, and then I kind of bring it in like this to round off the tip of my nose, just to kind of really create the illusion that our nose is like smaller than it is. Okay, and then once you have that done, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with a kabuki brush because I feel like this just blends it out the best. And I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe off the bake like so. Ooh, Lord. Okay, that's a whole lot of powder. Okay, and then once you have all the bake wiped off, I'm going to grab my Prep and Prime setting spray, which is almost gone, and that's crazy because I literally just got it. And cover your eyes, and then I'm going to start spraying the bottom and then go over the top. Okay, and once you do that, I just kind of grab my beauty blender again in the back of it and then just go over the part that does not have contour on it and kind of pounce the powder and whatnot into your face to make that seamless look. Okay, and then once we do that, I don't personally use any blush because I think it makes my face look way too washed out. So I'm gonna go in with my highlight, and I'm going to use Ring Light, and then I'm really not sure what the other one's called. Let me check real quick. It should be Ring Light and, oh my god, this paper, in Face. Okay, so I'm going to take Ring Light in Face without tapping off the excess because we want that blinding highlight, and I'm just going to put it right here. I don't bring it all the way down. I just kind of like round it around my face so you have kind of that natural highlight look. Because like if you look at any natural highlight, it's not going to go all the way down. It's going to stop like mid-face. And then I'm just going to take those two colors again, going back in to give it more of a pigmented look. And then I take the excess brush that's left off of it and put it over the brow bone. Or right above the brow bone. And the reason for this look, why I did not do a brow bone highlight, was because it already has glitter in it, and I just felt like doing a brow bone highlight right over that part would just be too much. Personally, I like the way it looks this way. And then do the same thing with the highlight on this side of your face. Again, going in like so. Just gradually making it more pigmented because I like that blinding highlight. And then again, go right above your brow bone, and then take the excess and do your nose highlight like so. So you should come out with something along the lines of this. And then I'm just going to take a little bit more to do my lip highlight. And then for the lip color, I have chosen Melted by Too Faced, yeah. And this is just a nude with pink undertones for my lipstick, and that's just because this is already, like, again, it's a really dramatic makeup look. You don't want to put a dramatic lip with a dramatic makeup look. It's gonna cling way too much. And just put that on. And I already have pretty decent sized lips, so there's no need for me to overline my lips at all. And then for the last final step, I'm gonna go ahead and go back in with our MAC Prep and Prime setting spray. And douse your face in that. And the reason I cover my eyes when I do this, because a lot comes out of this, and if it comes out and gets on your eye makeup, it's gonna make it run. And so just take a palette, kind of dry that off, and then this should be your final makeup look. Okay, this is future me editing. I realized that in the purple eye, it looked a little bit differently shaped than my pink eye, but that is only because the lighting, the way it was shining down on my face, it was making it look cut a little bit different, so I just wanted to clear that up. And it also was a mismatch look, so I wanted it to look the same, but obviously different colors. So I just wanted to put that in there just in case you were like, why does your eye look fucked up, Taylor? Like, what are you doing? It's supposed to look good. That is why. And I also forgot to film an outro, so this is going to be my outro. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you liked, and thank you for following me on this journey. Bye.